Hey everybody, I'm here today to show you guys another do-it-yourself project. So I've seen a lot of people do this. I'm going to make my own deadlift platform. So if you guys haven't seen a video out on YouTube, hopefully you'll see mine and it'll help you out. So basically what I did is I went to Home Depot and I bought 4x4. I got a 4x4, like an 8-foot long one, and I got them to cut it 19 inches. So we get 5 pieces when they cut it that way out of the one board. So I got 2 of them. We have 2 deadlift platforms. And then I have the stopper, is this thinner piece of wood here. And then this thicker piece of wood is just because, I've noticed, it's homemade, so it's going to look the way it looks, but I have an idea that I want to do with that piece to make it look at least nicer. When you carry it, just sitting there so it doesn't look like really ugly. And I got the 2 handles, one for each one, just so it's easier to carry. I got the top baseboard. This one is just just a cheap piece of board. Doesn't have to be anything great because of what it's made for. As long as it's not gonna break. The thing is that I also have this. This is just your basic like doormat, but it's really thick rubber. And when we turn it over, it's nice and flat. So this is gonna be the top part. So this is gonna be what absorbs a lot of the punishment. And then we got your basic nails, the drill, the jigsaw, the hammer, and my measuring tape. So we're going to go through it and I'm going to explain to you guys exactly what I'm going to do. Alright guys, so something to keep in mind. So these are the 5 pieces from the 8-foot long 4x4. So at Home Depot, it says 4x4, but if you guys come here, you can see that it's actually, let me do it this way. It's actually really 3.5. So it's 3.5 by 3.5. That's really what it is. So all the way across, you're going to have a total of 17.5 inches that way, okay? 17.5 inches by, I had him cut it by 19, so 19, it's as good as it's going to get, 18 and 3/4, one of them in it. So it might not be exactly perfect, but I just had them cut it there for me, so it's nice and easy. So right now it's 17.5 by 19. So what I'm going to do is, I got this 2x4. Or 1x4 rather. It's 1.25 inches by 4. So I'm going to cut it so that it goes right here like this. So that way I'm going to cut it 17.5 inches, one for each side, so that when I put it together you don't see all 4. It'll look a little nicer. That's the only thing that I'm doing different than what I've seen, just because I want it to not look so bad. So right now I'm just going to measure this out and I'm going to cut it and I'm going to drill it together. So I'll show you guys what that looks like. So I thought I had the screws at home, but I didn't. So luckily I bought nails that were long enough. They're just about long enough, just enough to grab it. Later on I can always buy screws and drill in, if I need to. But for now this will do. So I'm going to put 2 in each, and then when I can get the screws, I'll drill one in between each one. That way, just to give it a little extra. I'm keeping it against the wall so that they all stay nice and lined up. Okay, so these are the 2 blocks that we're going to use. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to measure it out. I'm going to cut this, I'm going to put it right on top, and I'm going to drill it in. And that'll be the top platform, and then we just got to cut this piece and put that on top. We're going to nail that in. So we cut off the 2 tops, so this is going to be the base, and then we're going to cut that after we drill this in right now. I'll put one like this to hold this wood. Make sure I don't hit that nail. Okay, so we screwed everything on. We basically just did the outside. You don't have to really screw the inside. So we did 4 on the outside each way, and we did 3 on the top. That's holding on to this piece of wood here. And these are the bases. Now all we got to do is cut the rubber. And what I would do is, because it's pretty much what it looks like right here now. There are some pieces where it's a little uneven, so we have the sander. I'm probably going to just sand it down and make it, nice and even. It doesn't have to be perfect, because again, we're just really using it for deadlifting. I mean, it doesn't have to be, I like the way it looks like this. Alright, because nobody's ever really going to see the bottom. You're going to see it like this. So it just looks nice, all the way around. And I probably will paint it like black or something. That way you can't see the 2 different colors. Just again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You're just using it to deadlift, but I like it. I want it to look a little nicer. So, and then once I get the screws, the long enough screws, I'm going to screw in here just to make sure this is nice and secure, because the nails were just a little short. But other than that, it held them together pretty well, as you guys can see. So this is it. Now we just gotta cut the rubber. Okay, so I finished sanding it to it's at least smooth on the edges, and it's pretty even now, as even as it's gonna get, honestly, but it looks nicer at least. So now this mat that I got is just about perfect, like the length as far as how long it is, so it'll cover both, so that's very good. Now I'm gonna use a silver Sharpie to draw this line so we can cut it perfect to fit. I would recommend you getting a silver Sharpie to draw on this, because like a pencil or something really isn't going to show. So I just lined it up in the edge, and I'm drawing a line because now it's right around the edge. It's slightly curved because of the way I sanded it, so I want to make sure that when we cut it, it fits perfect. So you guys can see it's on a slight angle in the corners. I don't know if you can see, but just a little bit. Okay, so this is it. This is it right here, pretty much. Now we're just gonna nail these into the top. And we're gonna make sure we try to avoid these. So I'm just gonna kind of go along the edge to make sure we avoid. That's why we went kind of far. We went in a little bit, about I want to say like 1.5 inches in. That way, when I nail it down, I shouldn't hit any of the nails. I'm gonna be a little closer to the edge. Okay, so this is it. Last thing we're going to do, this is where we're going to put the stoppers. So I'm going to measure it out to be exactly as long. Put one here, pretty much just covering the nails. Like, it doesn't have to be all the way at the end. Maybe just a little bit of, leave a little bit of room. But we're going to cut these. We're going to cut these into the 4 pieces, and 2 here, 2 there, and then we're just going to put it in the handles, and that's it. I might paint it red. I don't know yet. Alright, so these this is the finished product. This is the deadlifting blocks that I put together. So as you guys can see, I just wanted it to look a little nicer all the way around. So it just looks like one piece of wood, and one piece of wood. So it looks nicer that way. I did sand the sides here just to avoid any splinters and to try to make it as even as possible, because whenever you do something by yourself, you guys have, if you have on your own, you'll notice that things are maybe just a little off. So I tried to sand everything just to make it look nicer. We cut the rubber top out of that doormat, and it looks perfect. As you guys can see, you can't even tell it's doormat because I'm using the opposite side. And we put the stoppers here, one on each side. So the stoppers are very easily replaced if need be. If something happens, like what happened here, I cracked it a little bit because we were going to screw it in, and with the screw it started cracking, so we took it out and we just used nails. But we did pre-drill the hole, so I would recommend you guys do that, because the nails we were having a little trouble getting the nails in, so we pre-drilled the holes, and then it was just easy to nail in, so it's all stuck together nice. The last thing we have to do is put the handles here in the front, and if I want to, I guess I could paint it, but it looks fine the way it is. It doesn't need to be pretty or anything, but I might paint it just to make it look a little nicer. Other than that, it was not that expensive. I think I spent like $70 to make both of these, and that's just because I wanted them a little wider. You can make them thinner and save yourself some money. You don't have to be that long either. I just made them a little longer. The plates will actually have a little bit of room to move. You can make them smaller, so you can actually take one 8-foot one and make it like 12 inches, and it should be enough, especially if you do it with this piece of wood like I did. It'll give you the little extra length. So I spent $70 overall just because I wanted them to be a little bigger, but you can get away with less. So hope you guys enjoy. I hope this helps you guys out there. If you were looking to buy something like this, usually you would end up spending like around $200 for really good ones. Depending on what brand you get. So alright, so I hope you guys enjoy. I hope this helps you guys out there. If any of you guys were looking to buy something like this, they are pretty expensive to buy, but they're very inexpensive to make on your own, and they work just as well. They don't have to be pretty, you're just working out, you know what I mean? And if you want them to be pretty, just paint it. No big deal. If you guys haven't seen it, I also made my own plyo boxes. We'll put the link to that video in this one for you guys if you want to see. I like to try to make everything on my own, that way I don't have to spend that much money, and it's just for exercise, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Please follow us on Facebook, like me on Instagram, follow me there so you guys can see what I do on a daily basis. You can see all the workouts that I have my clients do and myself every day. And I just generally try to motivate everybody to to always be active and healthy. So thanks for watching again, guys. God bless, and I hope you stay safe for the rest of this winter season.